Jason Voorhees is blown up and exploded apart, but he's not fully dead. Oh boy, this is going to be a very bloody, weird night.
Hey guys, Kenny here. Stay cool and relax to the movies. Bye.
Hey guys, it's Kenny here. I'm here to review the 1993 horror film Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, which is Friday the 13th 9. This is the ninth film, and this one I really do like. This has to do with Jason Voorhees first being uh, tricked into going after a girl, and then he is blown up and exploded by police, and then something happens, and his soul and spirit start going from body to body, and they start killing like Jason, and then it's a really fun, good ending too. So that's basically what this film is about. I enjoyed this one a lot. This is one of my favorite, with Kane Hodder as Jason. I thought he was great in this. The beginning of it looks like the mask might be a little too small for his head, because it squeezes. You can see that it squeezes incredibly tight. But I still like the effect of how he looked, and it probably took hours for him to look like that. And I like the plot in this, where there's this man who knows a lot about how to get rid of Jason and kill him off. And he's played by, I think his name is Stephen Williams. I liked him a lot in this, and his part is really, it can be kind of strange, but he's well-meaning, and he knows exactly how Jason can be killed off for good. And I like what they do. They has to use someone who is actually a family member in the Voorhees family, and to be able to do that. And so he goes on this journey at first to find her, find the person, and that's really what it is. And then there's this character who's uh, really, really good, a nice guy, and he comes across Jason, and his demeanor and behavior changes completely, and he puts up a very, very good fight against Jason in this. I liked him a lot in this. And this has Stephen Culp, who I remember in 13 Days. Yes, 13 Days, the story about JFK and the Cuban Missile Crisis. He was very, very good in this. And every person who had their Jason's soul or spirit in them, as either him or her, that was great. You certainly believed when they were acting like that, with Jason's soul or spirit in them. And the practical effects of the kills are incredible in this. Some of my favorite kills of all 12 films. I greatly enjoyed those. And this one is one of the goriest and bloodiest films that has ever been made, not only in horror but in all of film history, I think. And it's certainly one of the goriest horror film and bloodiest horror films, but also one of the bloodiest and goriest films in general and in history. I think it's and this is the unrated and R-rated versions, and you could tell that the things were cut down in the R-rated version, so it's you'd be worth your while to see the unrated of this, because then you can see more about of the kills that were cut down, and so even some lines are cut down too, mainly of cursing. But I this is one that I think gets severely hated, very, very hated. A bit the biggest criticism is is that Jason Voorhees is hardly in this except for the in the beginning and the end, but that I still believed it when every person had the soul and spirit of Jason in them throughout the film. So his he, so you could still feel and see his essence around in the film, and each person I believed when they had any of them had Jason in them. It's the soul and the spirit, and I thought they were incredible. Like there was I think a police officer, and then Stephen Culp, who is a TV broadcaster person, and then I know is those two mainly, and the death of that police officer is very, very gruesome, and so it's not something you would want to watch probably while you are eating, and it I liked very much how they tried killing a person that had Jason in them, because they're only killing that person, not the Jason in them. So it doesn't really matter or do anything if you kill a person with him, that soul and spirit in them, because they would come back to life anyway. And I thought the the storyline of this was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this, and it's one that I think is rarely ever talked about. I rarely ever hear anyone ever mention this when reviewing the films or ranking them in the tier list, either ranking them or a tier list. I hardly ever hear about this, and so this is one reason why I wanted to talk about this particular one, because after finally seeing this, I greatly enjoy this. This was incredible. I got what they were going for immediately, because I had seen similar films that do uh, uh, something kind of like that, and with a soul or spirit going from one person to another. I thought they did that the storyline of that very well, and the effect of what of how they how Jason gets from body to body can also be gruesome. Sometimes it can be either from some kind of a throw up. One time is these little light things from his a exploded body going into someone, and What else? I think it was I think it was mainly those, and I've the poster image of this is also great. I like this a lot with the fire effect, and then this weird kind of demonic snake is going through the mask, because you can certainly see how terrifying that is. And there's another image of it that has this mask but not the fire. It looks quite a bit different, and I like both of the posters. So, and this is one that can be a bit uh, out there for some, and for a lot of people, they can. It's hard for them to really invest in this and believe in it, because this takes a lot of what's it called, a suspension of disbelief, because of all the what happens in this. And the there's that the woman who plays that Voorhees. It was a woman, and she was great in this. I really liked her and her character, and and part of the thing she is trying to do is protect her baby, and I thought that was a very good storyline in this. You could certainly sympathize with her trying to protect her baby from Jason, and that's not a spoiler. That's what it basically is. And the Stephen Williams, I think that was his name. He is a, a really out there character, because he knew exactly what should be done and how to kill off Jason for good. And when he what he talks about can be and and how it should be done can be kind of out there, but you certainly can understand him and believe in what he is saying. I do, and John D. LeMay is is uh, the one who puts up the longest fight against him, and he's the one who tries to kill Jason. He's the one who has the most screen time with doing that. And John LeMay was also in the Friday the 13th, the TV series, and kind of interesting. He was in that TV series, before the film. So, going from the series without seeing Jason, and then getting to this, being able to finally confront and face Jason, I thought that was great. I really liked his uh, uh, progression. I think he was the same character, but I know I liked the actor uh, being able to do that, going seeing him go from a TV series to a big film, and see the progression. And that was great. I enjoyed seeing him be able to do that. And there's not much of anything as far as negatives I can think about this. And there's hardly anything. Kane Hodder was great in this. I liked him. And he basically has, let me see, almost like three different roles. There's him as Jason, for he's at the beginning and end. He's the security guard or security person. And then when He's not actually him, but you certainly can feel the essence of him when it goes and goes from body to body, and the soul or spirit goes from body to body. And this is certainly one of my favorites in all of the films. I think this is one that is severely overhated. I consider this one of my favorites. And not many say that because many really do not like this. This is one of the most hated in the series. Not the most, but one of the most hated. And I thought this was a worthwhile entry and one that is entertaining, bloody, and gory. And funny enough, there's when there are people who get the the soul or spirit of Jason in them, they hardly ever talk. So that was very much in line with what Jason is like too, because he never talks. And so I highly enjoy this film. I greatly recommend this. I am also reviewing these films in collaboration with my friend Rob, Movie Review Time. Please subscribe to his channel and watch his videos when he uploads them. Click subscribe up here on my channel or down here if you're watching the video by itself. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. So stay cool and roll out to the movies. Bye.